Alright, welcome back to the channel here at Endless Road Adventures. Today we're going to be talking about some gear, mainly the Mosko Moto Reckless 80 luggage system. I did a lot of research before pulling the trigger on this system. For those of you who don't know, it's the kind of top of the line luggage system in terms of quality as well as price. I really thought long and hard about dropping this amount of money, but what came to mind was that phrase, buy once, cry once. And I know that I'm going to use it a lot, and I know I'm hard on my gear. So I decided that I would pull the trigger and get the Mosko Moto Reckless 80. I went for the Reckless 80 over the Reckless 40 because more space, essentially, more options, and I could, you don't have to use the full 80 liters. But that being said, I did read online that when you have access to that much space, it is easy to fill it up. And on my first camping trip, which you might have seen the video of, I definitely was guilty of that. You really have to think about the weight that it adds to the bike, because every extra pound you're going to feel that. And in terms of if I did feel the luggage on the bike while I was using it, certainly. It felt like a super light passenger was behind me. But that being said, it didn't shift at all. It was super tight to the bike, and it's very, very well constructed. I put the bike on its side multiple times already. There's literally no sign of wear on either side of the bags. I also got the knoblin. The knoblin is an optional attachment point for the top of the bag. Usually you attach it two sides, and then there's three straps that you can attach on the rear of the rack. The knoblin eliminates those straps and allows for you to just use this little kind of nub, or what they call the knoblin, and then the two passenger straps as well. I'll show you how it all works now. So this is the harness. The dry bags I'll install here in a second. One thing I do want to point out is I've got this aftermarket rack on the bike. The bike is a DR650, and it's a really great rack. There's lots of surface area to mount stuff, lots of different tie down points. My signals are now attached to it. But one thing I found was these corners right here are not really, or should I say, the harness is not enjoying the layout of these corners here. I'm not sure if you can see, but it is digging into the foam quite a bit on the bottom side of the harness. It's not a huge deal. I will probably put some reinforcement in there at some point, that or maybe look into a new rack, but I haven't really seen any other racks that I like, so I think I'm just going to keep running it as is for now. To mount it, all you do is put it on the bike as like so. You kind of look down the back of the harness here, and you just line it up with the knoblin, not the goblin, and slide it in, and then tighten this thumb screw here. Super easy to do, and once it's tied down, it's not going anywhere, as you can see. Then it's just a matter of tying down your two side points, which is really easy. I just wrap them through the passenger peg kind of mounts over here and tie them down. The one thing I found quite useful was the fact that they have all these Velcro kind of tie away things for the extra webbing that you have when you tighten everything down. Some people do cut them and make them custom to their bike. I'm worried about that in case, down the road I go on a bike trip and I want to bring this system and I need that extra webbing. So I won't be doing that. So that's it. It's all tied down right now. As you can see, it looks really good. One thing I should mention is that I did have to pull the stock passenger grab handles on either side of those. I pulled those out just because I found that it was not enabling the harness to really kind of wrap around the bike as it should. But that was a quick job. So I'll grab the bags here. So we've got the two side bags, both identical. They both have windows in them, which is really nice. There's not much in them right now, but you just roll them up, stuff them in, and then grab the two side straps and cinch them down. One thing I have read online is that a lot of people tend to, for whatever reason, attach them over the top here like a conventional dry bag. It's pretty obvious what these side straps are for. I don't know why or how you would make that mistake, but to each their own, I guess. Same thing for the other side, obviously. Just wrap it up, stuff it in, and cinch it down. And then the last bag, which goes on the top, is called the Stinger. The Stinger does close up top here. It also has a pocket on the back which hides some backpack straps, which clip here and here. So this can turn into a backpack, which is nice. It's also got a window here that's views into an external pocket. The other thing it has is these nice Velcro pads right here, which line up with these Velcro points here. So when I put it on, one thing I've really found is that I like to have the opening of the bag on the right side of the bag, as my kickstand is on the left side of the bag. The reason being is when the bike's leaning over this way, it just enables you to get in and out of the bag on the high side, and you're not kind of bending down and awkwardly looking into it. The other nice thing about the Stinger bag is it's got a bunch of tie down points, which actually allows you to use this bag separately, just on the rack on its own with some rock straps. I found it's quite useful just as a day bag, and it's pretty much always on my bike now whenever I'm going anywhere. It's totally waterproof. It's like just the right amount of size, carries everything. Yeah. And then to put that on, you just take this strap, wrap it through. You grab what they call the beaver tail. Beaver tail goes over top, clips to that, and then the other side of the beaver tail comes and clips there and there. So the beaver tail is a really cool thing because it allows you to get a lot more items in here. It's expandable by about 3 feet, maybe 2 to 3 feet, so it can actually go up and around like that, which is pretty nice. On this last camping trip, I found I just put my sleeping pad here, my tent up front. I brought a couple sleeping bags because it was really cold, and yeah, I had more than enough room. In terms of packing this system, I've found the easiest thing to do is to pack heavy stuff on top, the lighter stuff on the sides, and divide the weight evenly between both sides. It's pretty obvious, but figured I should mention it. But yeah, the options with this are pretty infinite. There's mole straps everywhere, and you can add as much as you really want, which is really, really good. So far, I've put about 1,000 kilometers on the system. I know it's not much, but I've put the bike down 3 or 4 times. So it's a good preliminary test for the system. I have no regrets about buying it whatsoever, and I can see myself supporting this company again in the future. But yeah, that's the first review for this channel. Please like and subscribe if you can, and we'll be getting into lots of shenanigans and adventures and probably some stupid decisions in the future. See you then.